What's up? Coming to you guys from the Dakota. I love the Dakota, man. So I was asked the pros and cons of, we're gonna cover a couple things in this video. So it's a rainy day, no work for me today. But I was asked the pros and cons of having an older vehicle. I hope it was a serious question. I feel like it was. So I'm gonna get into it. Having a paid for older vehicle is the biggest life hack. Remember what I told you guys. I live off the principle that if I can't buy it twice, I can't afford it. I pay cash for all my cars. I mean, this is the only one I have at the moment. I've had multiple over the years. Just like most of you, I've bought cars. I've freaking, taken loans out and had the damn $300 and $500 a month car payment and the insurance and all that. I've had all that. Paying cash for a car, it provides you with a level of freedom. I have nobody to impress. I don't care about impressing anybody. I can't stress that enough to you. But look though, it can also be a silent hail. I'll put it that way. And what I mean by that is in my previous past life, I was a mechanic. I have a little bit of mechanical knowledge. So I don't just go out to a car lot and just buy a car. I sit down, I look at it. What's the mileage? What's the wear and tear? How's this vehicle looking? Is everything under it rusted? So on. Where'd it come from? It's got a lot of snow, salt, and rust. All those things. Did the vehicle come from up north, down south in Florida? What are things that I'm looking for? So you got to do your own due diligence with that type of stuff. I'll be honest with you. Like the truck I'm driving now was a one owner. I bought this truck for $10,000. When I bought it, it had, I'm gonna be lying to you, it was 95 or 98,000 miles on it. I bought this truck in 2020. I'm driving a 2001. I bought it in 2020. Anybody that knows cars, a 20-year-old vehicle with 95,000 miles on it has been taken care of. Inside was in mint condition. The freaking radio, because it has a radio and a tape deck. It still had the freaking plastic film on the radio time clock. The old man that I bought this from, I paid $10,000 cash for it. The old man never took it out of town. It never left town. He bought it brand new in 2001 and then sold it in 2020. Whatever reason, I don't remember why he chose to sell it, but he was just an old farmer. He was one of those guys, paid cash for everything. I'm sure his home was paid for. He had about 50, maybe 100 acres of land. I'm sure it was paid for. Just one of those guys. No smoke, nothing. Clean. Inside of this vehicle is immaculate. Those are the types of used cars you want to find. I had to change the fuel pump on it. I didn't do it myself. I took it to a shop. Fuel pump was in the tank. Had to change the fuel pump. They had to drop the tank, go do all that stuff. I've put very minimum money and work into this. I'm getting ready to have to replace the starter and the battery. Typical wear and tear. But I'm going on 5 years of ownership with this vehicle. I paid $10,000 cash. My insurance is $80 a month. I pay $80 a month for insurance on this truck. So when you guys made fun of me in the comments about whoever that kid was or whoever that was that talked about my clothes basket in the back and this and that, I have a whole freaking little tool section over here because nobody gets in this truck but me and my son. So just in case something happens, like I told you guys in the video before, nobody's coming to help me, man. If my truck breaks down on the side of the road, everything behind the passenger seat, I'm ready to fix it. I took this truck to Panama City a couple years ago. Belt broke. I changed the belt on the side of the road. The freaking, my freaking, not hot water heater, my radiator hose busted. Leaked radiator all over. Me and my son had to walk about 5 miles in the Georgia heat a couple years ago. This was 2022-ish. And, luckily I have the skills. We walked about 5 miles to an AutoZone. I bought the hose. I took the hose I had in, mimicked it. They did not have the exact one I needed, but I mimicked the one I had, folded it around, played some games with it. Man, I put the hose on, dumped the radiator fluid and the coolant and everything back in there. I'm gone. We're on the road. We're going to Panama City, because that's the kind of man I am. So when you sit down, I literally, I can't explain it. You know what I mean? I mean, and other guys, the older guys, they know it. Having those life skills is a life hack. I myself, my physical body and my mind is a life hack, because if something happens, there's a good chance I can fix it. And guys out there, some of you guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be left-assed out in society. I know how to handle myself. You know, I just do, man. I mean, I'm one of those guys. So and you need to be that way. You need to develop those types of skills for yourself. And how do you develop those skills? It's simple. It's not simple, but it is simple. Develop them at home first. Develop them in your driveway, in your garage. If you've never changed a tire, go outside and change your tire. Just pull it off and put it back on. You know, little things like that. Go watch a YouTube video about how to safely do that. Be safe when you do these things. I can't stress that enough. For you younger guys watching, be safe. Your conscience will tell you, don't touch that. I don't know what that, your body, like, it tells you, it gives you that fight or flight syndrome. It will tell you that, hey, watch this. That doesn't look healthy. That doesn't look safe. Have you ever been curious, like, could I eat this? Your body tells you no. If you go across some food, and anybody especially served in the military, man, we got the stomach of billy goats. We will eat anything. Your body will tell you, like, nah, man, don't do that. Or your body will say, hey, just, you know, you ever pull out a piece of bread and it's starting to go moldy, but it's not moldy? So you just peel off the you guys know what I'm talking about. You just peel the green off and run with it, because it usually starts to get moldy at the crust. How do we get into this conversation? But it usually starts to go green around the edge. So you're like, peel that crust off and go with the rest of it. I don't do that anymore, but I've been in that position in life. Now if I see it, I just throw the whole loaf away, you know? But I've been there in life to where I had to peel off the mold and go for it. So good times, man. I mean, I've been there, man. I put beer in my cereal back in the day. So, like, I've been there, man. So, but look, having a paid-for vehicle is the biggest flex. It is the biggest life hack. Now, when you get to a position in life to where you can afford the finer things, go for it, man. Go for it. But on the come up, right now you're in the poor man's hustle. And that's what I like to call this, the poor man's hustle. On the come up, having a paid-for vehicle is amazing. But it can be a silent hell, because if you go buy junk, pure junk, a $1,500 car and you're not a mechanic is junk. And it's going to run you, you're going to spend $1,500 on it probably every couple of months. You're going to be replacing this and that. I mean, you buy a $1,500 car, you're going to drop 10 grand in it. So there's no point in going that route. I would rather walk. If I had to buy pure junk that was always going to keep me in the negative and could potentially break down at any God-given moment, I would rather walk. At least I know the distance. I'm serious. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. The reason I say I would rather walk, because now I know the distance of what my body can and can't do. I can cover some ground, and I really mean that. But to the average person trying to get back and forth to work, you're probably in a 5-mile radius, maybe 10, depending on who you are. I'm not getting ready to walk 25 miles to work, but I would cover a 5-mile hump. That's nothing, especially with nothing on my back. Military personnel know exactly what I'm talking about. 5 miles is nothing, man. I can get on down there, do what I need to do, and walk on back home. I don't want to do that. I'm not in a position to have to do that anymore, but I would. I would rather have a bicycle than a piece of crap car. Because a junk car will put you in harm's way. It will break down in the middle of the road. Right here where I'm sitting at, behind me. I got a semi next to me. I got a freaking gravel truck next to me. Cars all around me here in traffic. Thunderstorm, you know, the hurricane crap going on. And imagine if I was sitting in a piece of shit car that just, knock on wood, please don't, that just stopped at this red light right now. You know what I mean? And then I'm sitting here, traffic all around. I would rather walk than put myself in those types of positions. I would rather ride a bicycle. At least I rely on me and my body to get me to point A and point B. I can't stress that enough to you. Having a paid for vehicle is a hack, but buying a piece of shit car that could potentially break down on you at any God-given moment is a waste of time and money. It is just a waste. Get rid of it. I would let it go and move on. That's just my advice on that. So yes, having a paid for car, cheap insurance, no car payment, you can't beat it. This car is paid for. When I move on to another one, I'm not going to get rid of this truck. I'm going to hold on to this truck because it's paid for. It's now an asset. I know everything that is going on with this vehicle. It is not going to break down. I would not be scared to take this vehicle and drive it 500 miles away right now. I have confidence in this old truck to get me there and back without any issues, hopefully. Knock on wood, might be something minor, but I can fix that on the side of the road and keep going. Transmission, engine, all my major components on this vehicle are solid. And that's what you're looking for. That's what you want. So again, if you cannot buy it twice, you can't afford it. It's just real life. And I'm even starting to carry that over into real estate as far as flipping homes go, to where if I can't purchase that home twice, then I don't have the money to flip it and resell it. I'm slowly getting there. I'm not there yet, but I am slowly getting there. So another part, we're going to move away from vehicles, part of the poor man's hustle is, I've realized that some of you guys, I know my videos can be long and some are not watching them all the way through, and that's cool. My videos are more intended for you can just put my stuff on play and listen while you wash the dishes, fold the laundry, drive around in your vehicle, do whatever you need to do. Just put it on play and listen. Another part of poor man's hustle, and I've had it in the comments below as somebody said that you cannot do what I'm telling you to do. What I am telling you to do is really the poor man's hustle. It is, if you have $15,000, you can take that $15,000 to a bank. Now you need a reason. You can't just go in there with bull crap and say, I want to do this and that and this and that, you know, and I think they're gonna offer up their money. But you could take your $15,000 into a bank and use that as leverage to borrow 25 to 30. They are going to lock your money into an account. This is not an interest account. They will lock your money into an account, and then from there, they will loan you, say, $25,000 on the $15,000 for a reason. Not for a car, because then they're going to look into automotive loans. You have to have a reason. You can go in there and say, I want to remodel my home. I have $15,000, but it's going to cost $25,000. They're going to say, oh, okay, well, what's the equity of the home and this and that? Do you want to take out a home loan and all these things? No, I don't want to take out another home loan. I don't want to borrow against the home. I would like to use this money, or whatever the reason may be. Now, they're going to try and swindle you because the bank is a business. So I'm not telling you guys to do anything wrong. These are literally poor man hustles, things that you can do to level up your income and get to where you're going a little bit faster. So again, I take the 15 to the bank. The bank's going to hold my money and allow me to borrow. Again, we'll say 25. I might get 30. I might be able to double my money for the right reason with the right bank. Here's another thing real fast. Let me finish. 15 gets me 25. The bank is going to lock my 15 in. I can no longer touch my $15,000. It is now theirs. They're giving me 25 for it. They've locked my 15 in an account, because if I do not pay, if I falter on this loan, the bank is going to take my 15 and still leave me with the debt. You understand? So I will still have most likely a 10. Now, if you have a shitty bank, they might leave you with the full $25,000 debt and take your 15. But most likely, that bank is going to take your 15, which will cover 15 of the 25, and they will leave you with a $10,000 debt plus the interest that you signed for on that original $25,000 loan. I hope I'm making sense. I don't really want to have to repeat all that, because I know it can get long. I repeat myself because I want it to stick to you like glue. I want it to be like a fly trap on your fingertips as to what I am saying to you. I want you guys to fully understand what I'm saying. Take your 15 to the bank. You can lock that 15 in. It's not going to be in an interest account. This is not a CD or anything like that. They're just going to lock it, put a hold on your money. And then they're going to loan you $25,000, and now you're going to have to pay back that $25,000. When you pay back that $25,000, it's going to boost your credit, and you will get your 15 back with no interest. But if you falter on that loan, they're taking your 15 to go against the 25. Now you owe them 10. But if you have a shitty bank, they might take your 15 and completely make you repay the entire 25. What I'm telling you to do is not a lie. And I'm not even telling you to do this. I'm just saying that this can be done. Would I do this? No, I'm not in that position. If I was on the freaking come up and I had $10,000 or $15,000 and I needed to get myself to 25 real quick so I could start making a play into, let's say I had secured an old crap property and I knew that it was going to cost me $25,000 to redo the kitchen and the freaking, let's say that my father died or something and I got his old crap house and I wanted to dump it, but I wanted to maximize profits and all I had was 15 grand. But I know it's going to cost me 25 or 30 to really flip this home. Then I could take that 15 and do what I just told you guys to do to the bank. And that bank is going to give me 25. They're going to lock my money away. I'm not going to have access to it anymore. The bank needs a buffer in between the loan. They're not just going to give you money off some whimsical idea that you have. You have this snow globe idea of, hey, I can do it this way. And you go to them with construction paper and crayons. They're not going to loan you money. If the bank loans you no money, if the bank loans you money without a buffer in between, a buffer being cash, car, real estate. Banks really don't even want to fool with cars. But I mean, they will, if you're that bottomed out right now, they will look at your vehicle, especially if it's paid off. Then now you've got something. If you have a paid off 2024 and you just went broke for whatever reason, they will look at that and say, it's a $40,000 vehicle, we'll loan him 30. We'll loan him 25. And now you're kind of screwed. Your vehicle's less than what it's worth, so on, whatever. You guys get that. That's another topic for another day. But if you borrow money from a bank with what I like to call the buffer in between, they are not, you have great character credit. We'll call it that. I try to break these things down so everybody can understand, because I have people from all walks of life, from all different levels. I mean, we're talking to millionaires. I've been in contact with a couple guys that are already millionaires to people that just don't have anything. So I'm trying to break this down for each and every one of you to understand the banking system. You have a buffer in between for them to loan you money. If you're able to get money from a bank without a buffer, then your character credit is very substantial. It's out there, okay? What I mean by character credit is that they know you have a track record. You have a history of production, of producing. Like, hey man, Robert Edson just fell off for a moment. He needs some money, but this dude has a track record of flipping, 2 houses a year. We believe in him. We know he can do it because we've seen him do it. He's a good investment. But they're not just going to go off of me. I'm going to need to come in there and I'm going to need to bring them designs. And these designs alone are what they are investing in. You can't just go to them with a whimsical idea that you thought of when you shook the magic 8 ball or the snow globe and thought that, hey, this bank is going to believe in me. No. You need to go in there. When you go in there, what I'm talking about with an idea, I know this is a different level, but what I'm talking about, when you go to the bank with a real solid idea, you're going to the bank with, you're going to them basically with blueprints, with rough drafts of what you are going to produce. And these are not crap drawings. If you're doing them yourself, they need to be legit. They need to be broken down, rulers, and I mean, you guys, I can't even stress it enough. They need to be legit. Most likely you're not doing them yourself if you did not go to some form of formal education, okay? You're a hell of a hobbyist if you're doing those yourself, man, because they get technical. So when you produce that type of quality to the bank with no buffer in between, your character and your design that you've brought to them to lay out on the table, you're most likely bringing this to a board of directors in a sense. Your design that you have brought out to them, that's what they're paying for. That's what they're going to produce a loan for. They have to believe in you. They have to believe in your design. It has to be real. So that is the buffer. But they're probably still going to want to see that you've accumulated with certain investors or so on, that you've already accumulated more than what you're asking for. You know, you got a team of doctors and lawyers that have your back. Then they're going to start talking to you with no money down. Okay? So the things that I'm telling you guys, it is really for the people on the come up, because I've been there. I'm still there. I'm still there. Okay? I have not given up on myself. I have not overinflated or overextended myself. I don't pretend to live a lifestyle that I don't have. I have more cash than I have debt. I wake up, I sleep very well at night knowing that I can really I can go to work and provide for myself. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm in a great, comfortable position. Everything I do is off the sweat. I have sweat equity invested in everything. Everything I do is me. I don't owe people. I'm not ate up with car loans and bank loans and, you know, mortgages and this and that. What I do is me. I pay cash for it. I flip it. I move it. I collect my profits and I move on. It works out well for me right now, but in order for me to grow, I'm going to have to start going to the next levels. I've talked to you guys about that and other videos, and that's why I created this channel, because I started to get stagnant at the level I was at. I got stumped, like, man, where do I go? What do I do? And so now I'm sitting here and I'm able to pick your brains. I read every comment, good, bad. I've received more good ones than bad ones. And I've sat here and I'm picking your brains. I'm picking who you are, and I'm listening to each and every one of you, and it is a blast. And I thank you guys. Everybody that's reached out to me, thank you guys. Thank you so much, because some of you are really opening me up to where it's like, man, I'm doing nothing. I need to get my freaking mental and physical health. I mean, there's no way I already know now, like I told you before, your conscience will tell you what you have to do. My conscience is repeatedly telling me I need to start running. I need to get in shape. I need to get physically active and physically fit for me to get to where I'm going. My conscience keeps telling me those things over and over. Get in shape, start working out, wake up earlier and work out. That's all it keeps telling me, is to work out. And I have not been doing it. When you go against what your conscience tells you, your life will be hard. When you listen to your conscience, your life will be easy. Your conscience is the authentic voice of God or the universe, however you look at it, whatever religion, whatever higher power you pray to, your conscience is that. And when it is telling you to, hey man, go hard for yourself, buckle up, this is going to be a long road, pay off that debt, get in shape, don't worry about the clubs, don't worry about the weekends, don't worry about the people, go freaking hard for you. Do that. Because that's what you're going to do to get to the next level. That's what you have to do to get to the next level. And when you don't do that, you're not going to be rewarded with anything. Because now it's like the world, it's like the universe. God is telling you that, hey man, I've told you what to do. Your dumb ass isn't doing it. What else do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do you want from me? I'm telling you what to do. Your conscience tells you what to do. And not bad. Let me cover that again like I have before in the last video. If your conscience is telling you to do bad things, that is not. Some people say that's the devil. It could be a chemical imbalance, whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, if your conscience is telling you to do bad things, that is not the universe. That is not the authentic voice of God. That is just some form level of strong depression that you need to, honestly, you need to start working out. Go for a run. If you cannot run, go for a hard walk. That will clear your mind. Anything negative that is going on in your life can be solved with exercise. I believe that so much. It can be solved with yoga, with running, with push-ups and sit-ups. If you don't want to hit the weights, man, cardio, calisthenics, I cannot stress that enough, will clear out the crap in your mind and change your life. Do that. If you don't know what level you're on and you don't know how to get to another level and you're out of shape, getting in shape is the next level. Hands down, plain and simple. Anyways, hey, you guys know I can keep rambling, man. I could talk to you. I love you to death. I could talk to you guys all day long. I thank each and every one of you for being here, for listening to me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I try to answer everything I can. If there's some specific topic you guys want us to talk about, I will definitely try to reach out. Do not just go off of what I say. Read the comments. Some of these guys, these older guys that are commenting, 50, 60, 70 years old, are a wealth of knowledge that I don't have. Okay? You can, a 40-year-old man cannot have the knowledge of a 70-year-old unless he's spent 70 years as a dumbass, which is highly unlikely. It's likely, well, never mind, it's likely we've all met them, but it's highly unlikely. Read the comments on some of these guys, men and women. Read their comments. The wealth of knowledge you're getting out of the comment section is a book alone. It's a course, you know, it's free information for you. Read the comments, scroll through them, check them out. Interact with these people, because some of them have information that I just cannot provide. And again, you guys know I can ramble, man. Hey, it's great talking to you guys. I love having this conversation during the day on a rainy morning. I love it. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you, and I'll probably still see you guys a little bit later today. We'll see how it goes. If not, man, have a great day, and I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. You guys take care.